This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition.
Nkose Ndebele is coming off a huge victory and is ready to prove he belongs at the top of the bantamweight division. As he takes on Eduardo Moura, one of Colombia's finest exports, who is looking to become the face of his nation at Brave CF. Coming up next, Nkose Ndebele faces off against Eduardo El Burro Moura in a bantamweight bout.
Go Brave Nation! This first bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.5 kilograms. Representing Attila's MMA and Fitness Academy and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Nkose, the future, and Ndebele. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man, the mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 2 losses. He stands 169 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.2 kilograms. Representing Rhino Sambo Club and fighting out of Bogota, Colombia. Give it up for Eduardo El Burro Moura. The Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Tail of the tape, Nkose Ndebele, 27 years old against a 30-year-old Eduardo Moura. Distinct height advantage you can see with Nkose Ndebele. Everything else is virtually identical. Your referee in charge is the Vanilla Gorilla, Mr. Aaron Wallace, the viral sensation himself. You can already see the distinct height advantage from Nkose Ndebele.
Phil, Nkose's corner had some interesting advice for him. Said, I don't feel like working tonight. I want you to take him out in the very first round.
Nkose exhibits just an unbelievable amount of calm for somebody so young in their mixed martial arts career at just 4-1.
The young man is also extraordinary at getting reads on his opponent. It takes an ordinary fighter, a little bit of action right there. It takes an ordinary fighter 2 to 3 minutes generally to get a sense of his opponent's speed, timing, reach on that day, where perhaps some injuries are. When Nkose does that in about 30 seconds, you're going to see him turn it on very, very shortly.
Nice and light on the feet, just trying to get a measure of the range, switching stances, giving Eduardo different looks. So much data to download. Beautiful straight right down the pipe. Oh, and again to the body. Nice control being exhibited so far from Nkose.
El Burro showing a little bit of an advantage in the kicks so far. Nkose showing a little bit of advantage, or maybe a lot of bit of advantage in the punches so far.
Moura is incrementally dropping the hands, and he's leaving a little bit of a gap. When he's kicking, he's dropping the hands, and he's leaving those gaps for Nkose to exploit.
Nkose's also trying to draw those hands a little bit lower with his kicks. Feinting a kick up the middle, throwing those low kicks, tends to draw those hands down, and then he goes up high.
Nkose seems to have settled in this fight a little bit quicker, attacking the body, changing levels beautifully, mixing up the frequency of his strikes nicely as Nkose.
That height you mentioned, Phil, is starting to show here. That extra reach is definitely a big help in this fight.
The longest period of inactivity in the career of Nkose Ndebele. His last fight, he defeated Abdul Mumin Musate via 2nd round TKO at Brave 48. That was back in March of 2021 here in Combat Kingdom, Bahrain. Moura, the more active fighter, did fight last month, defeating Narsen Taberes via 1st round knee bar. That being the first submission win of his career.
Cozy, yep, there it was. And Cozy was starting to ramp up those feints a little bit. That's typical of what he does before he throws the bigger shots.
And he's fighting at range beautifully.
He also believes he has the measure of his opponent's kicks. I think you're going to see him not take those kicks, but he's going to start countering right in the middle of the kicks.
You would have thought the 5-time Colombian national sambo champion would have tried to punch his way into the clinch and try to get a hold of Nkuze, because right now he's struggling to negate that range and get inside his own punching range.
El Burro is, for very, very good reasons, an extremely confident fighter. I think he believes in his heart he can win this fight anywhere, and he aims to prove it.
Still very much trying to download the data, trying to get a read on the stimulus being given to him by Nkuze. Nice solid inside leg kick, taking a little bit of the pop away, but you can see every time that Mora throws, it's just a little bit shy, a little bit short. Instead of single strikes, I'd like to see him throw 2s and 3s, combination strikes to close that distance. Nkuze doing a great job of throwing his strikes, landing and getting out of the pocket.
One problem that El Burro faces is the same problem anybody who faces Nkuze is going to have. There's nobody who's this tall and this fast in your gym. Are there people who are this tall? Absolutely. Are they this fast? Absolutely not. He is a very, very hard fighter to prepare for.
Good solid leg kick from Mora, but again, I'd like to see him follow that up a little bit with something. Single strikes is not the way to fight somebody like Nkuze.
Good strategy though. He's aware of his opponent's excellent footwork, believes, and it's correct, that if you attack those legs a little bit, it does slow down takes the edge off your opponent's footwork.
Nkuze doing a good job of giving Mora different looks, changing levels. Constant stance switching. 10 seconds to go in our opening round.
Nice trying to drop Sewanagi. Big Arn steps in perfectly. We are taking it into round 2.
The throw, but Nkuze was very much wise to it. And the story of that first round, Carrick, is the difficulty that Eduardo Mora is having negating that distance and range settled upon by Nkuze and Ndebele.
Indeed, Phil, indeed. However, once he got in, it happened at the very end of the round, but once he got in, although it didn't work, although that drop Sewanagi did not work, I guarantee you he downloaded a lot of information. I guarantee you he felt what Nkuze feels like when you hold him, when you try and pull him, when you try and push him, and that is invaluable experience. I think his corner wants to tell him, do it again, but not with 10 seconds to go in the round this time. Try that clinch again. Try a takedown again. Even if it doesn't work the second time, you're going to download valuable information. Maybe the third time is a charm.
Cage door is closed. Both combatants ready to go. Surely you would expect more of the same from Nkuze. Again, even we noticed during fight week, he is the calmest man in the hotel. Everything he does with a level of cool and calm that people like you and I just can't quite attain, Carrick.
Phil, I get a little nervous just being around people like him, and he's one of the nicest guys I know. Beautiful overhand shot from El Burro. Nice spin kick from El Burro.
That's what I want.
Finding the range a little bit better as Eduardo in this second round. 6 of Eduardo's 9 professional bouts have gone to the judges, so he is the type of fighter that's in it for the long haul. 2016 Pan Am gold medalist in combat sambo was Eduardo Mora.
Mora's done a great job of following up missed kicks with a spinning back fist, spinning hammer fist. I seen Nkuze's got that defensive hand held up pretty high in response. Very intelligent counter to a very intelligent follow-up.
Make him think. That's it. Make him think.
Get that straight right down the pipe. It's beautiful for Nkosi. Oh, he hurt him to the body there, forced him to cover up. Nkosi smells a little bit of blood in the water. Another
Maybe a lot of bit
shot.
of blood in the water.
Take it easy. Think about where you
Another
are.
shot to the body. You can see the big, deep breaths from Eduardo Mora.
Punish. Make him think. Don't give him time to get comfortable.
Oh, trying to get that knee through. Decent knee shield initially from Mora, but has he been compromised to the body, Carrick?
He may have a broken rib.
Oh! Big shot! And Nkosi is relentless with these knees. Doing a great job of just finding these little pockets of
See
space.
the opening, take it.
Phil, Eduardo's not trying to change position here. He's not trying to get his back off the fence. That does lead me to believe that there is
That's it,
something
boss.
wrong with one of those ribs.
Solid grappling being exhibited here by the future.
Feel his body move. Feel his body move.
His coach Attila was not able to be here, but I
That's the
guarantee he's
one.
extremely happy with what he's watching right now.
Cheeky little fence grab from Eduardo.
Knee the back of the leg. That's it. The whole time.
That'll
Just
be
keep
noted by
moving, give
referee
damage.
Arm Wallace.
Moves. Feel where he's weighted.
Solid body lock here from
Let him tell
Nkosi.
you where he wants
And
to
he's
go.
just driving that knee into the meat of the thigh.
That's
Oh!
it. Let him
Tried
tell you
the
where he
throw,
wants
but
to
it
go.
was
Don't force it.
denied. Now going for that Kimura grip. As we know, Carrick, a lot of the time that Kimura grip is used
Feel where he's weak.
to break your opponent's grip.
Even if you must pull him back.
May try and spin out
Don't
now.
rush. Take your time.
That move is named from Masahiko Kimura, popularized in the modern era of mixed martial arts by Sakuraba. Had a great deal of luck with it. But it's hard to communicate, Brave Nation. Nkosi looks like he's very thin, and people associate thinness with a lack of strength. Do not believe that. This man's power is
Make him tired.
remarkable.
You're the one he has to carry.
Every time we see Nkosi in their Brave Arena, he has developed a new wrinkle to his game. It's that evolution of the sport that's so intriguing.
The wrestling is something he's always kept in his back
That's where we
pocket.
wanna be.
He had it, but it's
Make
been
him tired.
developing to a higher and higher level. He happens to have a preference for striking, but I think he wants to see what he can do in terms of his wrestling. Maybe
Pull it up,
impress
pull the
Coach
legs up.
Attila, who we know is watching on television right now.
With that legs up, see if you
Little
can put him towards his
little
back.
giraffe fighting going on right now. Brave Nation, a central part of this sport, particularly when you're pushed up against the cage, is that head position.
You're going to explode away through our elbows
Of
on
these
the way out,
athletes
huh?
is vying to get their head in a slightly better leveraged position.
Put your head
Right
under
now,
his
that
chin. Put your
position
head
is
under his
held
chin. Make
by
him uncomfortable.
Nkosi
Make him uncomfortable.
Ndebele.
And I say this every time we're watching
That's
an
it,
MMA
boss.
fight. This is the most
Use the
draining
shoulder strikes.
aspect
Throw the
of the
elbows if
sport.
there's a
That
gap.
clinch
That's
game,
it.
that 50-50 against the cage where it looks like nothing's going on, but it's an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Two opposing forces trying to implement their game plan, trying to force their will upon one another. And often that can result in one of the most draining
Punish,
stalemates
boss. Punish.
in
Finish.
combat
Punish.
sports.
That's it. Punish.
Nkosi again
Finish
finishing
strong.
strong. Good hips. Solid draw.
Ah.
And again, solid work from Nkosi
Exact same
Ndebele.
thing is going to tell their fighter, is going to tell El Burro, go out there and finish the fighter in this round.
And Nkosi Ndebele is finding those straight shots better than BA Airlines find lost luggage. Yes, they did lose my luggage. Yes, I am salty about it. Yes, I did call them out on worldwide television. Nkosi Ndebele doing a fantastic job so far at showing his maturation as a well-rounded, fully fledged mixed martial artist. And surely if you're in the corner of Eduardo Mora right now, you're telling him you're potentially down 2 rounds. You need to throw the kitchen sink at Nkosi and go for the finish.
And Phil, there's a little wrinkle on conditioning.
He's
Nkosi
a
chose
right
not to
touching.
sit down on the stool in that round. He stood the entire time.
That's all he's got. He's not setting it up.
Very measured, mature performance thus far from Nkosi Ndebele.
Nkosi is trying to set up shots a little bit harder
He's in
now.
range, touch him.
I think
Don't just
both
wait.
these fighters have been given the order, end it in this round.
When he throws those kicks, the hands drop, of course. Don't always wait.
If mixed
Watch for
martial
the
arts
spinning, but
competition
keep it.
is a dance, it is Nkosi who has been leading that dance pretty much throughout their entirety. of this round, and indeed in the beginning of this third round.
Having said that,
just
El
one
Burro
punch,
has
give me
been in the
combos.
thick of this the
Give me
entire
combos.
time. Maybe down on points, absolutely is not
That's
broken.
it. That's where you're going to get him because he's moving straight backwards.
Doing a good job of attacking in little bursts, almost lulling Eduardo into a false sense of security and then pulsing forward with his attacks.
Phil, that's a method that was
against the
developed
cage,
by
boss.
Muhammad Ali. He would flick out a jab, barely touch, throw the exact same jab with power on it.
Don't let him move.
It's a devastating effect. See a little bit of that from Nkosi.
He's only
He'll throw
moving
the
to the
same
one
shot.
side.
One
As
of them will
soon as
have
you
everything
throw,
on
watch
it,
the
one of
kick.
them will have next
He's
to
only
nothing.
going to
Makes
his
it
left.
very hard to know what's coming at you.
Look, he's only going to his left. Anticipate it. See,
So
same
Nkosi
side.
Go to the body with the hands earlier. Might be a good strategy.
That's
again,
it. Now
particularly
put
since he may have
pressure.
caused some damage to the body with that kick in round 2.
And again, in that tiring, draining, debilitating clinch position.
I want you to put damage, course. Damage. Don't just control. Damage.
Again, I
Knees,
don't think it
elbows.
would be too much of
Head
a
under
stretch
the
to say
chin.
this is potentially the best version of Nkosi we've seen so far in the
Elbows.
Brave Arena.
Break away
It
from
has.
the
He's shown some
elbow.
wrestling that
That's
he
it.
may have possessed before, but for whatever reason did not show us. Interesting
Don't
strategy
forget
here
the
from El
knees.
Burro. Rather than try and
Hands
reverse
down,
position on the wall, he tries to set up takedowns.
Tried to throw the spinning elbow there, just shy, but now he has Nkosi pressed against. But great defense to reverse the position, turning defense into attack is Nkosi into belly.
And again, Mora looking for a takedown from that back up against the fence position.
Remember, head
Eduardo
under
Mora
the
has
chin.
asked
Make him
questions of
uncomfortable.
Nkosi
Make him
into
roll when
belly,
he
and
needs it.
he
Make
has
it easy.
answered emphatically thus far. Midway point of the third and final round.
Nkosi doing that giraffe fighting, positioning for superior leverage with his head. Mora again was trying to set up a takedown from there. Partially committed to it and was countered.
Just how frustrating is this for Eduardo Mora, Carrick? He's tried to initiate and secure the takedown and ends up getting taken down himself.
This is a perfect example of mixed martial arts. It's very easy to shut somebody down. If Mora never wanted to be taken down, he absolutely could do that. The reason he was taken down is he committed to a takedown himself. That is the nature of the sport.
Momentarily had wrist control, thought about Kimura, but good job to get back to his feet from El Burro here. Probably going to eat a couple of knees. Oh, rolling for the knee.
Punish him, boss. Punish
Point of
him.
the knee is safe, and he eats a big shot for his trouble.
Set for position, elbow. That's it. I want
Big
to see
props
it.
to Nkosi for escaping from that. That was, if I recall correctly, how El Burro won his last fight.
Correct. Third round as well, showing that he's dangerous throughout the course of a 3-round fight.
Looking for that standing figure 4, that standing Kimura again. Nkosi may switch to a takedown grip and got it.
Beautiful work, but again, Eduardo very much doing everything he can to stay in this fight, but he needs to pull out the spectacular right now, Carrick. What do you say to him if you're in the corner? Disengage and just either with your shield or on your sword kind of approach.
He's landed very many low kicks. Absolutely would be disengaged, throw a couple of low kicks, try and get Nkosi's hands a little bit low, and then throw a high kick out of nowhere.
Well, he only has 30 seconds with which to do something like
Make him
that.
work.
When you have Nkosi in the belly with a body lock around your hands connected, it's going to be very difficult to create the separation and then the offense in the limited time we have left.
Stay active there for me, lads. Come on.
Short time
Strong
now,
finish.
Brave Nation.
Watch the back of the head.
10
Strong
seconds.
finish.
Watch the back of the head.
Again, every time that Eduardo has tried that takedown, has been denied.
Big
Yeah.
Arn separates him.
Like
Excellent
that,
fight.
just approaching his prime. It's the possibilities and potential for Nkosi are limitless at the moment.
100% limitless, and he absolutely should not feel bad for not getting a submission, for not getting a knockdown, because he was fighting Eduardo El Burro Mora, who is a tremendous fighter.
Yeah, props to Eduardo Mora. Lesser fighters would have realized that they weren't going to win the fight, may have taken the out, but he was in it right to the end, showing that type of heart, that type of corazon.
All right, Brave Nation, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the bout 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner from South Africa, Nkasi, the future, and Belly.
No, I don't wanna be another man, walking around with my head in my hand. No, I don't even wanna let you go, but you gon' make me lose control. You should know that we all know for the thrill of it, wave goodbye to the enemy. This is what I know. Gotta learn to let you go. We've all gone for the thrill of it, wave goodbye to the enemy. This is what I know. Gotta learn to let you go. Gotta learn to let you go. We've all gone for the thrill of it, wave goodbye to the enemy. This is what I know. Gotta learn to let you go. Into the horizon we were riding for a while, and every day I miss the way it made me smile. Now all of me in the now, I finally started to grow. And now I run away to the unknown, and I'm afraid how long it takes, 'cause no one knows when will I let you go. Ready to explore. 'Cause there's only one way out. You should know that.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
One of the top flyweights in America, Sean Santella, is out to showcase his greatest skills in a truly global platform. When he faces Edilson Alves, one of Brazil's most dangerous flyweights and teammate to 2 former Brave CF world champions. Coming up next, Sean Shorty Rock Santella takes on Edilson Powerryle Alves in a flyweight bout.
All right, here we go, Brave Nation. This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 2 losses. He stands 167 centimeters tall and weighs already 57.15 kilograms. Representing CM System and fighting out of Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. Please welcome Edilson Powerryle Alves. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 23 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, and 1 no contest. He stands 166 centimeters tall and weighs already 56.6 kilograms. Representing Nick Catone MMA and Driven Gym and fighting out of Bud Lake, New Jersey, USA. Give it up for Sean Shorty Rock Santella. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Tail of the tape, as we say, the elder statesmen of the flyweight division, 37 and 39 respectively. As you see, Sean Santala for Alves. Will that be something that Santala tries to exploit? Pink and inked is the scrappler Sean Santala.
Phil, both these fighters are going to be kicking, both these fighters are going to be punching, but at some point it's going to get down to the ground. What we're looking here is a situation, is a case where neither fighter has ever been tapped.
Alves is unquestionably the more dynamic striker, implements a lot of interesting capoeira style movement. Santala as close as you can get to a pure grappler in mixed martial arts. Going to try and punch his way in and may even drop down for a leg or pull guard. That's how confident he is. His jiu-jitsu has won him a number of titles on the American regional scene, but if he can put it together here in Brave Combat Federation, he can unquestionably make a charge.
That was absolutely fantastic attack, absolutely fantastic. Threw a high kick and went into a single. How often do you see that? Almost never, Phil.
And look how quickly he gets on the back, like a spider monkey. Has
Second hook is in.
And right now, this is where he does his best work.
Here comes the pressure. Hips are getting lower. They've gotten about an inch higher. It might have been off. The hips are now lower.
Does have 5 rear naked choke victories in his arsenal. We know just how dangerous he is when he takes that back, and he exhibits a level of calm that comes with being an over 30 fight veteran in the professional ranks, slowly, methodically working for the choke. No wasted energy, so efficient. And if you're Alves right now, you have to stay calm, you have to fight. The hands needs to go 2-on-1.
What Alves wants to do, Brave Nation, is he's got control of the left wrist now. If he can pass that arm over his head, he's going to be safe. If he can't, he's not.
Almost like a modified body triangle here from Santala. More so on the foot. Throwing beautiful little pot shot elbows here to elicit the space, and can't quite see if he's underneath the chin. No, he's not. But again, just the work rate and the economy of energy and efficiency from Santala is what's so impressive right now.
Those short little punches, Brave Nation, may look like they don't hurt very much, and certainly they do not hurt as much as a standing straight right. But they have two purposes. One, they hurt. I'm telling you, it hurts when you get elbowed in the head by Sean Santala. And the other is, it causes the opponent to make micro mistakes that you can take advantage of and sink that choke.
Yeah, it just creates those little pockets of space with the strikes. Enough to slip an arm underneath the chin, but so far Alves very much in defensive mode.
There's 2 minutes left in this fight, Brave Nation. Plenty of time for an attack, plenty of time for an escape.
What a feather in the cap it would be for Santala to become the first man to submit Alves, of course training out of an incredible gym, CM Systems, Curitiba, Brazil, under Cristiano Marcelo. Again, it really is just a joy to watch Santala go to work. 90 seconds left in the opening round here for Santala. Plenty of time to get more work in. And how draining is this for Alves Carrick to be in defensive mode for pretty much the entirety of the round with Santala on his back?
Shorty Rock has a mount that I call the Velcro mount from back. He's very, very hard to get off. And Brave Nation, not only is he hard to get, the position allows you to throw some punches without being in any danger. It allows you to go for that choke without being in any danger, but it also compresses the abdomen. Those hips pressing on the back is absolutely miserable. It compromises breathing, and when you've had a hard cut like Parahayo did, this is a very tough position he's in.
Is that perhaps a little bit of the game plan of Santala to drag Alves into deeper waters and see if the gas tank can hold up?
Phil, it wouldn't be seemly for me to ask fighters their game plan because we'd be announcing it, but it would be a very smart game plan to have.
Oh, he's turning it up with the elbows. Very intelligent work from the veteran Santala.
If Shorty Rock wants to submit a man who's never been submitted before, he's got 23 seconds to do it, Brave Nation.
He is essentially the human personification of a backpack here. Switches to potential armbar.
Maybe looking for triangle next.
He's eating some shots now for his damage, or for his troubles, but 10 seconds left. Big.
Shorty Rock taking big shots to the head, looking for guard. May have been looking momentarily.
That's a strong finish from Alves, but it really was pretty much just the last 20 seconds.
Logically, huge round for Parahayo, but I do believe he is down 10-9 or 9-10.
And you can see in the replay Santala diving on a leg like a dog with a bone, getting the takedown. Here we see some of that incredible control. Those little pot shots and those elbows to the head were so intelligent from Santala. But as you say, the closing stanzas would have given confidence that he ended the round in that position.
Parahayo is a CM Systems fighter. He's incredibly tough. I think Shorty Rock realized those little tiny elbows weren't going to get him the effect he need. That was when he started to throw the bigger ones. Now he's got a very long, hard task ahead of him. He has to get his opponent down to the mat again.
You wonder just how much having Sean Santala on your back for essentially 4 minutes of a round has taken out of Alves.
And Phil, as much as we talked about how difficult it is to have gone through a cut like that, there's a plus side to it too. You are larger than your opponent. Shot may have gone a little bit low. Decky Larkin is stepping in. We may even get a replay of it.
Oh, and again, you never want to, you empathize with a fighter when you see them take a groin shot like that, but my God, I enjoy watching the replay.
Replay brought to us by Brave Jim. I would want to see that one more time to say definitively whether it went low or not. And I believe what happened was...
The trailing foot, perhaps?
I believe it...
it's still a groin shot. It's still uncomfortable. It's still horrible. Knee landed to the midsection, the trailing shin, the foot catches the groin. Sean Santala, more than entitled to 5 minutes, chooses not to take it. Commendable from Santala.
Also, we want to be very clear, that shot to the groin was 100% unintentional.
Santala throwing back with the hands. Big head kick thrown by Alves. Santala backing up against the cage. Doing the right thing, circling out. Back into the open forum of the mat.
Strong front kick by the man from Brazil.
Good defense, good hips being shown there by Alves. Now, if you're Shorty Rock, you know that your opponent is going to anticipate the takedown. Do you fake the takedown, try and open up with your strikes a little bit more?
I like very much what he did. He committed to the first takedown. When it didn't work, he committed to a second takedown. Could have tried to pull guard there, but I think he knows he doesn't want that opponent on top of him throwing his hardest shots.
Be interesting to see just how much Alves commits to the strikes now. Good work. Little bit of capoeira for his troubles.
Spinning capoeira kick to the hamstring. I am not sure I've ever seen that. Trying it again. Phil, that was absolutely a wonderful technique. I believe I've never seen that before. Spinning capoeira kick to the hamstring, followed up by an up round kick.
This is class. Capoeira. Referee Decky Larkin said it was a legal shot. Alves calling for Santala to get up. Just how active the hips be of Santala here. But he's eating some heavy leg kicks. Alves may step off and ask for the stand-up. Decky Larkin decides to stand them up. Santala readjusting the cup. Feels like there was a groin shot there.
Shorty Rock likely to throw a punch a little bit wide. Try and get his opponent's hands up, then get in there, maybe on a single. Doesn't work, switch it off to a double.
I'm enjoying the movement of Alves here. Very traditional capoeira style. May look to throw a spinning kick with that ice skate. It's almost akin to ice skating when you see him cut those angles.
Phil, there's a lot of arguments about what the world's most effective mixed martial art is. The world's most beautiful mixed martial art is capoeira, the other mixed martial art from Brazil.
Keurig put a little bit of spice on the pronunciation. A man of the world.
Spin kick, Shorty Rock.
Alves throwing those oblique kicks to try and jar the knee of Santala. Swing and a miss.
It was a beautiful swing and a miss though, Phil.
Oh, shot to the body from Santala, but a short little pop uppercut. Alves seems to be feeling himself a little bit more. Good shot from Santala.
Next time Shorty Rock lands that hook, he's going to want to get in there on the legs. He's not going to win this fight exchanging hooks. He could easily win this fight, getting his opponent down on the ground and working some of his back magic.
10 segundos. Bora, Para-Raio. Você dá o último. Bora, bora. Boa. Joelhada projetando, Para-Raio. Boa.
Oh, flying knee, not far away.
Down.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with the clock there. It said on our screens that there was 40 seconds left at the close of that round. I'm not sure if that was a graphic error or if the time wasn't stopped for the time that Sean Santala had to recover after that initial groin shot. But interesting, we move into the third round. As you say, Kirik, all to play for, and it looked like Alves was growing into the fight a little bit more in that second round, so perhaps a little bit of a shift in momentum going into the third round, but very much all to play for. Dickie Larkin calls the fighters on. Third and final round. Here we go.
Para-Raio, that's what we're looking for. Shorty Rock, single, looking for the double now, may look for a back take.
And he is relentless. Tries to get a trip. Beautiful takedown from Santala in the open guard now, and this is not where Alves wants to be.
Alves doing nice elbows, looking strike. Very interesting technique, Phil. He's going for the point of the shoulder, trying to numb that arm.
Yeah, to the uninitiated, that may look like a 12-6 elbow, but if you look at the actual arc of the elbow, that is coming in a straight line, so it's perfectly legal.
Dickie Larkin reminding Para-Raio, you cannot put your toes through the fence under the unified rules of mixed martial arts.
Beautiful wrist control there by Santala, slowly, methodically working his way into the half guard that's open for him.
Brave Nation, there are different strategies you can employ when you're inside your opponent's guard. One thing you can look to do is ground and pound. Shorty Rock not taking that approach. I think he's going to, as Phil said, methodically try and get past that guard, and then he'll start looking for a submission.
Again, solidifying position before submission. Such smart work from Santala. And right now he's in that half guard, commonly referred to now as the anchor position in mixed martial arts. Lots of fighters are happy to solidify that base, but Santala potentially looking for a head-arm triangle. Impeded somewhat by the cage, but potentially take the back. There it is.
Brave Nation, look for Shorty Rock's right heel. He's going to be trying to jam it into his opponents in that space over the hip, above the thigh. If he can achieve that, he just failed it. Excellent move by Para-Raio. Is now going to look to get back to a full closed guard, and from there we'll try to stand. Standing from bottom half guard can be done, but it's quite difficult.
Lock up that arm. Let's lock up that arm. Pressure in.
Great job, just every time that Alves tries to move, Santala just rides out the position a little bit, nice and calm, because if he was tense, he would be a solid mass, which would be easily moved, but he's very much like a fire blanket extinguishing the flames of the fight left in Alves.
A little bit of reversal.
Oh, has the triangle
Triangle's
position.
in place.
Oh, triangle
Foot is now
armbar.
fully in there. Head, I believe the head is out.
Oh, beautiful work from Alves to tough out the position.
1 minute to go, Brave Nation.
But again, Santala gets himself onto his knees. Potential for a Peruvian necktie if Alves can cut the angle. But right now, turtled up is Santala, protecting himself. May try and roll if he gets the cusp of the elbow.
Suck up that leg. 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Let's work.
Again, I think there's a little bit of an issue with the timing, ladies and gentlemen here. Little shot to the back of the head, warned by Declan Larkin, is Alves.
Para-Raio starting to land some big shots from top.
He's eating big elbows here, Shorty Rock.
Brave Nation, when you rear back, those shots are big.
Come on.
On the ground, fighters are denied the use of their hips. Distance becomes power, and when you rear back, you throw those elbows, those punches from a long way away. They hit with impact.
Sean Santalo wincing here. I think there might be some sort of an impediment, perhaps.
Damage control.
Bora que tá batendo nele. Bate, 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 bate.
Damage control.
Não para de bater, não para de bater.
That was all Santalo in the start of the second round. It's
Look for that underhook.
Alves right now in the ascendancy, but Santalo always dangerous off his back. Nice up kick.
Mete bica, mete bica.
Get busy. Yep. Again.
Isso, pode entrar. Acompanha o
Into
quadril
the
dele.
very dangerous open guard.
Mete a
Nice
mão.
little elbows from
Vai,
Santalo
vai,
there,
vai,
trying to dive on a Kimura here.
Nice big elbows from Paraio.
Up kicks there for him, up kicks there. Beautiful work from Santalo, but Alves coming back with those shots over the top.
30 segundos, continua batendo.
Brave Nation, those up kicks are only legal when the opponent is up on his feet. If the opponent's on his knees, they are not legal.
Big shot from Alves there, just crashing down, transitions into side control. Good work from Santalo, but he's going to get his back taken here.
Dá o ponto. Só não cai por baixo.
Let's work to get up.
15 segundos. Mete a mão nele.
Regardless, this is going to be an incredibly close fight if we go to the judges. 10 seconds to go.
Mete a mão nele. Isso.
Roll from Santalo.
Quando acabar, já levanta os braços. Quando acabar, levanta os braços. Levanta os braços.
Absolutely phenom fight by both. We get a lot of fights in mixed martial arts where the fighters' ages together are not 39 years. We're getting a look at that great third round action via instant replay. We're seeing the elbows to the shoulder, to the collarbone. Very, very smart technique. Doesn't knock anybody out, but it makes defending with that arm challenging. It makes striking with that arm challenging. Here we see the big reversal. This may have been the beginning of the end for Shorty Rock. Paraio bid his time, got that reversal, ended up on top here. These are the closing seconds of the round. Nice up kick from Shorty Rock. That, by the way, his expert corner had called for.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible war inside the Brave cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Eddie Alcil Alves!
This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition.
Ranked #1 in his weight class in Brazil, Luis Felipe Diaz is looking forward to proving his world championship pedigree when he takes on Luis Cotto, who has also tasted the top of Brazil's rankings and is eager to showcase his skills on the world stage. Coming up next, Luis Felipe Diaz faces Luis Golden Boy Cotto in a super welterweight bout.
Here we go, Brave Nation. This next war is 3 5-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man, the mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.5 kilograms. Representing Evolution Thai and fighting out of Brazil. Put your hands together for Luis Golden Boy Cotto! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man, the mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins and 4 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.2 kilograms. Representing Paraná Vale Tudo and fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Give it up for Luis Felipe Diaz.
Tail of the tape. Both these men close in age, 27, 29 respectively, similar height. This has all the mixings of an incredible fight. Both these men like to get in, get it done.
What the tail of the tape didn't tell you is I believe this is going to be a pure striker versus jiu-jitsu match. I cannot tell you who's going to win, but that's exactly what we expect to see from Luis Golden Boy Cotto. Lots and lots of striking.
He can be a little bit reckless, a little bit overly exuberant with the strikes. Can leave himself open a little bit, leaving the neck out there, and someone like Luis Felipe Diaz is going to be acutely aware of that, so Cotto needs to mind his P's and Q's. He may swing a little bit wild, but if he connects, nice little short uppercut there for Diaz. Cotto trying to find that one big hit or quitter nice and early.
Diaz showing shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. It is not a big looping shot.
Nice counter striking from Diaz. I wonder if he'll throw that uppercut again up the middle as Cotto is coming in. Because he's throwing his shots a little bit wide and leaving the chin exposed. A nice sharp uppercut from Diaz could put an end to the fight.
Diaz's chin is about a centimeter too high.
You think he needs to tuck that a little bit, look through the eyebrows a little bit more?
Just a little bit.
He's doing a good job of just rolling with the punches and forcing Cotto to miss incrementally. Is moving back at a straight line though. If Cotto becomes aware of that, he can chase him down with 2s and 3s, potentially even 4s. As I say, these guys have a combined 23 finishes between them, 16 in the very first round. Big leg kick from Cotto.
Brave Nation, what you're seeing with those low kicks, the kicks to the calf, is part of the evolution of mixed martial arts. It's probably the biggest brand new technique in the last 36 months or so. Has been around for about 15 years, but now everybody is throwing what you just saw there. When that kick lands on and you saw it coming back, when those kicks land on the calf, the third time it happens, those legs are compromised.
Those leg kicks coming with a little bit more venom. There's a nice short shot from Luis Diaz. Those leg kicks are coming from Cotto with a little bit more venom. Great shot to the body. You can already see them marking up underneath the elbow, that side portion of the midsection, but potential guillotine here. Arm-in guillotine for Cotto.
Can't say I was predicting that one.
Oh, nice short elbows. These are legal. They're hitting the point of the ear, forcing Luis Felipe Diaz to change head position. And he's eating big elbows here, Carrick. They are not pleasant. Does enough to get space. May try and dig in for the underhook here, Mike Cado, pushing the head down.
Brave Nation, that elbow, if it lands right behind the ear, can have a completely disorienting, destabilizing effect on the opponent's equilibrium.
Just to reinforce to those watching, a shot behind the ear is entirely legal. Sometimes there's a misconception, it's the back of the head. Takedown from Luis Felipe Diaz. Might give up the back here.
Excellent stand-up. Appears to be a reversal.
Oh, trying to step over. May need to sit through. Could end up in half guard here. Nice work from Cado again, pushing the head down. May try and break away. Beautiful work to get back to the feet, and you wonder how much energy was expended by Diaz. Good defense, good solid hips and sprawl. Needs to be careful of the choke here, potential for a darce.
I don't want to say it's impossible, but the odds of that man tapping to a darce are very, very low.
Has only been submitted once.
A little bit of fatigue. There's a little bit of fatigue showing, Phil.
He hit a huge shot there. Cado needs to break and step off, but it just falls pretty much into the mount position now. The half guard.
There's time enough now to end this fight.
Separation, huge elbows. These elbows are landing huge from Cado.
Referee's watching very, very carefully.
He is finding gaps. 25 seconds with which to work.
Going for a submission, probably not what anybody wants to do at this point.
Little bit of time left just for Cado to put an exclamation point on the round. And oh, little shot to the back of the head here.
Brave Nation, we're likely to get a replay. What you want to look for is, did a strike land? Imagine a cell phone. Put the cell phone on the top of your head. Run it straight down your back. No elbow can strike where that cell phone would go. You can also think of it as being a mohawk. Somebody's got a mohawk.
Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell. You're fighting Chuck Liddell. You cannot hit him where he's got hair on the back of the head.
And also another thing to take into consideration is the movement of the fighter. If, say, fighter A who threw the strike, if he's throwing the strike and it's legal when it leaves the chamber, so to speak, and fighter B moves. Oh, yeah, one of those shots. The first shot, legal in my opinion. Second shot, back of the head.
Second shot, illegal, absolutely. Fighter now has up to 5 minutes in order to clear his head, if necessary. We've got a world-class medical staff here. We've got 3 doctors. We've got multiple ambulances standing by that are not going to be necessary, Brave Nation. Fighter's going to be given all the time he needs to clear his head and get back into the fight.
Luis Felipe Diaz does look like he has his faculties back about him. He's not wincing. He doesn't look dazed by any stretch of the imagination, but he's doing the right thing. He's taking the full 5 minutes. He's entitled to it. Why not take it? Gather yourself.
I do want to speak for every fighter who's out there. If you get an eye poke, if you get hit in the back of the head, take all the time that's available until you feel like you are 100% ready to fight again. We've got
Oh, no touch of the gloves whatsoever.
Say it was intentional so much in that position. We may get a look at it from that position. The easiest elbow to throw is to the back of the head.
Yeah.
You have to move the head. You have to angle your body to hit it from any other way. If you see, oh, my opponent's head is there, I'm going to start elbowing it. Often that shot to the back of the head is the one that it's just the one that's most available, but it is not legal. We got excellent refereeing here. There was a verbal warning. The round was stopped. Time was given for the fighter to clear his head.
Some beautiful ground and pound landed by Luis Cado in the closing stanzas of that. Yes, there was an illegal shot. All protocols were followed to the letter of the law. The vanilla gorilla knows the score. Second round, here we go. There's not going to be a touch of the gloves to get us started, Carrick.
There is not. Golden Boy has a plan right now. Standing, punch, and kick the opponent.
Oh, both men throwing heavy. I think Luis Felipe Diaz got off a little bit quicker there.
Cotto's going to be striking from standing, and if he gets it down to the ground, he's going to be striking on the ground.
Luis Felipe Diaz looks incrementally more fatigued than Cotto. Very much a kickboxing fight in the opening stanzas of this. Oh, just shy with the uppercut was Diaz. And again, it just shows in mixed martial arts with these little gloves. One shot on the button and you're in trouble.
Brave Nation, those of you who are fans of the sweet science,
he's wobbled!
Different. He is a little bit wobbled. It takes about 5 seconds.
Oh!
Get it back! It's over! There's no way this fight is going to go on, Phil.
Has the guillotine choke. We wonder just how quickly Diaz can recover, but what a shot from Cotto. Great work by referee Aaron Wallace to let the fight continue. Less experienced of referees would have jumped in there, but great work from the Vanilla Gorilla.
Brave Nation, when you get hit to the body, it is cumulative. It hurts a little bit, and that hurt is going to stay with you. When you get hit to the head, it's temporary. You can feel completely disoriented, but you wait 5 to 10 seconds, and you are right back to normal with no ill effect.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. Cotto has to be incredibly careful here not to hit the back of the head.
Inversion, looking for a knee bar.
What a transition this would be. Trying to hit the knee bar is Luis Felipe Diaz, but the difficulty with the knee bar is you have to commit both of your hands to it, which then in turn leaves your head exposed. Nice work from Cotto, just keeping the hips heavy.
We've got an inversion now.
And what I'd like to see Cotto do is kick that right leg right back, break that grip of Luis Felipe Diaz. He may try and triangle his own legs here. But right now, Cotto seems safe in this position.
Cotto's having to expend quite a bit, Diaz is having to expend quite a bit more energy in this position than his opponent is. We got a quick little stand up.
Personally, I would have liked to see that play out just a little bit longer, as had Cotto broken the hold of Luis Felipe Diaz, he potentially had an arm triangle.
A little bit of an oblique kick. Oblique kick's one of the kicks that's made its way into the sport about 10 years ago. It's a kick directly into the thigh.
Nice straight shot, then rolled out of the way to Cotto, and you wonder just how depleted the gas tank of Diaz is after that big shot. Did eat some heavy ground and pounds in round 1 as well. Cotto now taking his time, just trying to find the shot. His corner calling him on.
Phil, Luis Felipe Diaz doesn't look quite right to me.
I think he's still suffering the effects of that knockdown, that huge shot. Cotto going low with a lot of kicks, may end up going high. The shots are just coming a little bit more laboured from Luis Felipe Diaz.
Brave Nation, one of the unknowns in a fight is always injuries. It's a fact that all fighters fight injured every single fight. The only question is how much. You see a fighter gas out in the first round, you wonder if there was some problem in their training, a knee, an ankle, a hip, that prohibited them from doing the cardio they needed to do.
Cotto just picking his shots now. Diaz trying to hit the counter, but as I say, just coming a little bit more laboured. Fatigue may very well have set in for Luis Felipe Diaz. And he just ate that leg kick instead of checking it.
Luis Felipe Diaz does not look right.
Hands are low, he's taking big deep breaths. If you're in the corner of Cotto, just tell him to up the frequency, throw at 60%, but throw volume. And that will present the opening. Oh, another big shot, wobbly legs. Oh, another big shot. Aaron Wallace may save. And on the takedown, big heavy hips from Cotto.
Mistake, Phil, for Golden Boy to try and turn into a grappling match at this point. Wants to separate, get back up to standing, land 2 more big shots, and it could be over. Very exciting round, Brave Nation.
Left in the tank. We're going to see some of those huge shots from Cotto. That was a nice uppercut from Luis Felipe Diaz, but Cotto unfazed by it. That was the big shot that wobbled him. Just a beautiful right hand on the money.
Phil, what Cotto's corner is telling him to do right now is maximize those moments that we just saw where you stun your opponent. You don't want to engage with him in a grappling match at this point. That's the kind of thing that can happen. An inversion, a knee bar. When you stun your opponent like that, separate and strike at distance.
And there was a great shot at the end from Cotto, and he really needs to turn it up just a little bit. Take the fight now to Luis Felipe Diaz, and if he can turn it up, he's looking at a finish. Oh, huge shot! That's it! Oh, over! Beautiful shot from Luis Cotto. Fair stoppage. Fighter safety is paramount. He ate too much damage trying to protest the stoppage, but that's
number one super welterweight in Brazil. Absolutely fantastic job, and another fantastic job by a fighter from CM System. Coach Cristiano Marcelo is doing big things in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
All right, Brave Nation, this bout comes to an exciting end as referee Aaron Wallace stops it at 14 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO to the strikes, Luis Golden Boy Cotto.
Shine brighter, I'll make you hold tighter, I'll make you smile a little wider. 'Cause I'm a born fighter. 'Cause I'm a born fighter. Too bad you don't belong to me. 'Cause I'm a born fighter. I'll make you burn brighter. We could be like so magnificent. Come on, get up and ride with me. I'll make you hold on tighter. I'll make you shine brighter. We could be like so magnificent. We could be like so magnificent. We could be like so.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
Top flyweight Flavio Quiroz is eager to get back to winning ways and show the world he belongs in the elite of the division. As he faces Igor Talon, one of the most talented young flyweights out of Brazil, who is out to make a mark on the international stage. Coming up next, Flavio Quiroz faces off against Igor the Flash Talon in a flyweight bout.
Battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. He stands 162 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57.15 kilograms. Representing Serrano MMA and fighting out of Brazil, welcome Igor the Flash Talon. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 12 wins and 4 losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57 kilograms. Representing Team Lucas Miniero and fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, please welcome Flavinho Queiroz. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Arts that will put it on the line. One of the benefits of Uechi-Ryu Karate training is actually invisible. They do incredible body conditioning for their forearms, for their shins, for their thighs. That's all going to be on display here in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
And you can see straight away that side-on long stance.
That stance is beautiful for in and out movement, beautiful for distance management. Little hard to shut down a takedown from there and a little hard to block low kicks. You have to do both via distance management.
Yeah, that front leg is very much exposed if Flavinho chooses to attack it. Prime for a calf kick, just as I say. Nice return though from the Flash. Attacks in those short little bursts in and out, almost lulls you into a false sense of security. A lot of fighters I've seen him fight against, they mimic his rhythm and then all of a sudden, boom, he pushes forward.
Phil, everybody in mixed martial arts can do everything. They can punch, they can kick, they can take down like you saw right there, but there are still subtle nuances, still different plays of the game, and I love this karate-oriented approach that we're seeing from Igor, the Flash Talon.
Straight back up, beautiful technical get up there from Flavinho. Interesting though that Igor chose not to follow him down to the ground. Hit the takedown. Obviously realizes just how dangerous Flavinho is, a legitimate BJJ brown belt in his own right. You kind of you're seeing now why he's nicknamed the Flash Carrick. Just those shots come nice and quick. Question mark kick, not too far away. Doing a good job of hitting on the counter as well. Almost inviting Flavinho in. Now we're going to see just how good his takedown defense is. Not something that karate's renowned for, the grappling element, the wrestling.
It's not, Phil, but in order to make whatever your style is, in order to make it work, there are certain requisites that you absolutely have to have if you want to employ that karate style. You have to be able to deal with a clinch and not get thrown on your back from there.
You can already see a little bit of marking up on the calf of Flavinho. Right now, great head position from Flavinho, just underneath the chin. Oh, very close with the takedown. Beautiful defense.
Absolutely.
From Talon.
Separation and now rinse, repeat.
Eats a nice stiff jab.
Straight right hands. Kicks to the abs.
He dropped him. He dropped him with a shot. The push, and then as he was getting up, he landed a beautiful shot on him.
I think, Phil, he'll likely separate and call his opponent up right now.
I think that's the most intelligent approach here, because every second that he's being held here by Flavinho is more time that Flavinho gets to recover, get his cognitive function back to where it should be, and then attack from his back.
He's winning this fight from standing, and that's where he wants the fight to be, and he absolutely is within his rights to stand up right now and call his opponent up.
The debutant Brazilian fighters really stamping their authority on Brave 60. Flavinho seems to have recovered his faculties right now, has his head underneath the chin of Talon. And so far, I'm very much impressed with Igor Talon.
I'm very much impressed as well with Queiroz. He is a member of Team Minero, Team Lucas Minero. Brave Nation, that man is going to be fighting and cornering on the same card. It's like being in a horse race and being the rider and the horse. Very tough thing to do.
I would say commentating and fighting on the same card would be even more difficult, but then I'd be being self-indulgent.
Phil, as the first Irish bare knuckle boxing champion, you've got the right, earned the right to be self-indulgent.
Very kind of you. Back to the action at hand. Queiroz trying to get the trip takedown here by the looks of it.
Talon wants to separate. He wants to reverse positions, get a forearm across the face, separate, and get back to winning this bout.
30 seconds left in the opening round here, exchanging knees. Have that little bit of pocket of space in between one another. And so far, on the balance of play, if I were a judge, which I'm not in this particular situation, I would say Talon's done enough to edge that round.
I would give it to Talon 10-9, absolutely, but I think he's going to go back to his corner and get a little bit of strategy. Focus on the parts where you're winning clearly, like right there.
There's those beautiful bursts from Igor Talon.
Win Igor the Flash, Talon distance manages.
Flavio De Quiero.
If you want to win, you've got to risk.
It's all about risk and reward in the second round of what is a very, very interesting, intriguing, strategic battle between the two premier flyweights. Another big shot from Igor. Oh, uppercut to straight combination. Igor's starting to feel himself in there.
The Flash is absolutely unbeatable when he's playing his game. Straight right hand, straight low kick, mixes them up. You don't know whether it's going to go high or low.
That lead leg is compromised. The lead leg of Queiroz is compromised. You saw him switch stances there. You saw him a little bit gingerly on it, but I think he's sensing that leg's going to be a problem for him, so he's throwing everything.
Flavino turning it into a dogfight. Very smart thing to do. Clinch and dogfight, clinch and dogfight. Look for the takedown. Nice turning the corner. There may well be a back. There's one hook in. The Flash needs to now keep his hip tight up against that fence.
Cannot afford to give Flavino any kind of space to get the secondary hook in. De Queiroz abandons the hooks in favor of throwing big shots. Trying to sneak that arm underneath the chin, but so far, Igor doing a good job of defending. He's eating a couple of shots here, but as you say, these aren't concussive shots. They're more to open up space for Flavino.
They're also pulling him ahead in the judges' scorecard. When you've got top control and you're punching continuously, it's very, very significant on the judges' scorecards.
Nice work of Talon to get back to his feet in that 50-50 position. Both men with an underhook, both men with an overhook. Oh, beautiful short elbow from Flavino. And again.
And a third one.
Fourth. 5.
Elbows going quicker than we can count, Phil.
Beautiful work from De Queiroz to find those gaps, those pockets of space.
The flash of speed is not what it was, Phil. Those shots to the head have taken the power banks down.
Like you say, Queiroz turning this into a dogfight, not letting the karate specialist have space to gauge his distance and be measured with the strikes, getting right into his face. It must be said that Quiros is riding a 2-fight losing streak for the first time in his professional career. It seems to have lit a fire underneath him in the second round. Those elbows are money for him.
Igor needs to pummel him a little bit, separate and get out of there. Get back to what he does better. However, he's taken a bunch of shots to the head and they have slowed him down very visibly. That kick does not come out with the speed it did. That straight right does not come out with the speed it had.
And his hands are a little bit low in classic karate style. Could leave him susceptible to a big shot. Oh, eats a shot there on that lead leg. Oh yeah, another big shot over the top there. Ripping to the body. Starting to shell up. We're seeing a definite swing in momentum here in the second round. Talon dipping the head a little bit, primed for an uppercut. Tamalai elbow from De Quiros. The output from Flavinho in the second round has been incredible, Kieran.
It's a phenomenal reverse of fortunes. Brave Nation, when you hear a corner call for a dogfight, this is what the dictionary says it looks for. Put that chin down.
Oh, landing huge.
Forward, land huge shots.
I'll be very impressed if Talon makes it into the third round. Great job to make adjustments by De Quiros and his team. Oh, big knee! 20 seconds left. Pressure being poured on continuously.
Flavinho mixing it up. Body and head. Body and head. Landing on the chin now, Brave Nation.
Talon offering very little in way of offense. That's it. Decky Larkin calls it, saving the fighter from himself. Adjustments made by De Quiros going into that second round won him the fight.
Phil, we're watching a little bit of that action in slow motion, courtesy of Brave Jim. I want to say from my heart, I want to extend my congratulations to Igor, the Fast, Talon. He put in round one, he put on an absolutely phenomenal performance of what you can do with karate.
All right, Brave Nation. Another exciting battle comes to an end. This one stopped by referee Decky Larkin at 4 minutes and 56 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Flavinho Quiros.
Todo mundo quer ver lutando. Rosto.
First of all, I have always said that Brave has the best flyweight division in the world. The toughest guys are here, and it's an honor for me to be part of Brave, the fastest growing MMA promotion in the world, the most traveling MMA promotion in the world, and I want to fight more, Brave. Give me more fights, not just one time a year.
This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition.
The best flyweight in Central Asia, Azu Albameyev has a golden chance to credential himself as a future Brave CF World Title Challenger. When he takes on Zach Makovsky, a man on a mission, ready to one day hold Brave CF Gold on his waist. Coming up next, Azu Zulfikar Albameyev takes on Zach Fun-Size Makovsky in a flyweight bout.
Here we go, Brave Nation! This next bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 21 wins and 10 losses. He stands 163 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.7 kilograms. Representing TriStar and Method MMA and fighting out of the USA. Please welcome Zach Fun-Size Makovsky. and his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 15 wins and 2 losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57.15 kilograms. Representing Dar Team and fighting out of Almaty, Kazakhstan. Please welcome Aso Zulfikar Almabayev. Your referee is the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Now, Phil, why do they say that wrestling is the single most important art in mixed martial arts? It's because wrestling, because it is. That's a stone fact. It allows you to take the fight where you want to take the fight. If you don't want to have it go down to the ground and get submitted, it allows you to keep standing. You can push your opponent up against the fence. That's Zach Makovsky's job right now. He's got to try to control his opponent.
Zach Makovsky, an outstanding wrestler in his high school and collegiate days at Bethlehem Catholic High School and Drexel University, respectively. Big, heavy inside leg kick. Southpaw versus Orthodox adds another interesting wrinkle to this fight.
Brave Nation, for those of you who aren't aware of how to deal with a southpaw and vice versa, there's a struggle going on right now for whose foot is on the outside of whose foot. Both these players want to see their foot on the outside of the other. That lines them up for a lot of attacks and gives them a lot of protection.
It'll be interesting to see the first grappling exchange, the first clinch that happens between these two fighters. Again, Makovsky being a southpaw, it offers so many different entries into takedowns. The often orthodox fighters just nice shot with the rear left from Makovsky. He's keeping that guard very high.
And that, Brave Nation, is exactly why you want to have your foot on the outside of your opponent's foot. When your foot's on the outside of that foot, that straight is right there.
Zulfikar doing a good job to work laterally away from that left power hand of Makovsky.
Makovsky maybe trying to set up a big left hand here. That kick certainly would be a good precursor to it. Gets your opponent's attention away, and then you throw that hand.
If you enjoy intelligent, cerebral fighters, Zach Makovsky is just a joy to watch. Almabayev, of course, has left a trail of destruction in his way. 11-fight win streak. Last fight dominated Imran Magramov by unanimous decision at Brave 57 here in Bahrain.
Again, Phil, Makovsky doing a lot to try and set up that big left hand, either coming straight down the pike or over the top.
Big overhand swing from Asu Almabayev. Asu Almabayev is used to having the upper hand when it comes to the grappling exchanges in many of his fights. May not get it just as easy with Makovsky. Fair to say, potentially the biggest test of his career so far.
No question in my mind, Phil.
Again, both these fighters are acutely aware of one another's skills and strengths. Makovsky, a master of downloading the data. Keeping that rear hand very, very high, almost as if anticipating a head kick or a high kick.
It also gets that hand, Phil, that much closer to the opponent, as you saw right there.
That is a gorgeous, just a piston of a left hand. Oh, that's a beautiful spinning kick to the body.
Good strategy by Almabayev. When something happens to him he doesn't like, he tries to do it right back.
Makovsky momentarily threatened with the takedown. Just gave a little bit of a look down. 2 in a row with a spinning back kick.
Visible red marks on Makovsky's body from where those 2 beautiful spinning back kicks landed.
Oh, beautiful. Straight to the body. You heard.
Same thing back, Phil. When something bad happens to you, you do it right back to him.
Such a tense chess match going down right now. Both these fighters so dangerous. Makovsky with the shot, forcing Almabayev against the cage, and on a single perhaps.
Switch, double to the single. May look for a high crutch. Nope, bringing it up to standing. Worked a little knee in there.
Good work from Almabayev to now force Makovsky against the cage. But again, all about the wizard. Nice short elbow from Makovsky. Kerrick, I don't know about you, but I'm loving this fight so far.
Excellent fight so far. Looking to see how Makovsky is going to get out of this. He's likely to do it strategically. Hands are together, Phil. When those hands come together, a takedown is inevitable.
That is absolutely huge for Almabayev to take down Zach Makovsky.
Monster moment I did not expect to see. I did not expect to see Fun Size take a right on Kazakhstan Airways.
But what he did so intelligently was not just score the takedown, but bring it. Oh! Behave yourself, Zach Makovsky.
Technique of the night so far. Absolutely beautiful. Sweep attempt one way, took the momentum the other way. Short time now in top
Takes
mount.
the back.
And reversed again.
This is amazing stuff. Makovsky quick as a whippet, but Almabayev finishes the round on top.
Fully confident. And Asu Zulfikar Almabayev.
Such an intriguing chess match unfolding in front of us. These two guys are nice question mark kick from Almabayev, but these two guys are showing just how intelligent, just how high your IQ, your fight IQ needs to be to compete at the highest level.
You know, when we reference fighters as being a jiu-jitsu fighter or a folk-style wrestling-based fighter, it doesn't mean that's all they can do. They can do everything, and very, very well. It's just a little bit of a flavor in the meal.
It's a wonderful analogy, Kerrick. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Well done. Big swing over the top from Makovsky. Makovsky's just... face doesn't change at all throughout the course of a fight. He is just so steadfast and focused. But he has more than his hands full with Asu Almabayev. Just shy of the outcome. Big takedown from Makovsky.
Snatch double.
Again in the open forum of the mat. Makovsky showing his veteran savvy by solidifying the position. Almabayev, great job to get to his feet.
Almabayev now wants to get a takedown back. He wants to prove he can do it too.
Shoulder bump. Nice bicep control being exhibited here. Has the whizzer and the bicep control.
Head positioning was better on the part of Zach Fun Size Makovsky. Almabayev, I think, wisely separates.
Back and forth. I love seeing two fighters who are just so evenly matched. And again, what a showcase for the flyweight division here in Brave. Another takedown from Almabayev, but Makovsky right back up.
Makovsky up, he's likely to turn the hard point of his hips right underneath the hand, try and turn that wrist a little bit, get control of one of them, spin around.
Not a position Makovsky wants to find himself in. Almabayev has the body lock.
Single hook in, may try and look for a broom sweep takedown.
Makovsky able to give it the full Taylor Swift and shake it off. Nice little back elbow.
Fun Size, tried a fun little elbow from standing to the back.
Shades of Roger Huerta back in the day. Oh, huge takedown from Almabayev.
Nasty takedown.
Makovsky
looking for a guillotine.
Trying to get in on it.
He's got a front headlock now. He is a master of this position, and Asu Almabayev is a master of getting out of it.
I'm loving everything about this fight. So strategic. Almabayev shaking out the arms momentarily there. Oh, I think a little bit of a slip there. I don't know if that was moisture on the mat or if his knee potentially buckled. Knee doesn't seem to be causing an impediment in his movement.
Almabayev has thrown several front kicks, some of which landed. One of the issues with front kicking somebody is it gets water on your foot, that water gets transferred down to the mat. Likely that's what we saw happen there.
Oh, catches the kick, takedown from Makovsky. Oh, nice work from Almabayev trying to use a butterfly hook, but the front headlock here from Makovsky may try and work for the guillotine.
I gotta say, Phil, fantastic performance from Almabayev, from Zulfikar for getting out of those front headlocks. And again, when something happens to him, he's determined to do it right straight back. It is that mentality. Anything you can do, I can do much better. I'm the toughest.
Both men have exchanged that front headlock position, and it's very, very difficult to separate them, Kirk. Again, Almabayev takes the back. Makovsky turns in. Didn't want to get taken for a ride like last time. Coming up to 30 seconds left in the second round. A takedown for either man here could clinch the round.
You see the hands together, they're moving down now. Brave Nation, when the hands lock together underneath the hips or even above it, a takedown is near inevitable.
Makovsky momentarily down, but gets right back to his feet.
Very smart to throw a couple of little shots from there.
A roll from Zach Makovsky.
And
rascal!
Up and mount!
Absolute rascal behavior from Makovsky. Fantastic second round. That closing stanza of the round again. Just the situational awareness.
Here it is right here. There's the shots. There was almost the reversal, and he stands it back up. We're getting a second look at it from a second angle.
That situational awareness from Makovsky is fantastic against someone who is unquestionably happily just watch it unfold.
Their eyes locked. There's a little nod. It was over that. They're going to touch hands. And there is no more love in these gloves until it's over.
And it ain't over until it's over. On any other cliche you want to throw into the mix.
Makovsky's got his chin way down, hand way high, marshaling his resources, and trying to land that big straight left or the big overhand left.
Oh, nice jab to hook from Makovsky. Opening up a little bit more with the boxing in the third and final round.
This style, Phil, may be familiar to you from another great wrestler, Dan Henderson. Was able to carry it well into his older years. The style does not require a whole ton of energy.
Dan Henderson, I've heard of him. Makovsky momentarily thought about charging forward. And again, he's doing some great work to the body.
He is. This is how the old dog beats the young dogs. Expend your energy carefully. Get yourself in position to land a big shot and land it.
Potentially investing in the body with the intention of then going up high. Nice sprawl from Zach Makovsky.
Those are beautiful hips.
There's very few other sports you can say that. Those are beautiful hips.
You might be able to say it in beach volleyball, but those are beautiful hips. We just saw in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
A master of the decision is Zach Makovsky. Knows exactly what he needs to do. Beautiful MMA IQ. 13 of his 21 professional victories have come by way of decision.
Now, very, very intelligently, Zach Makovsky is throwing tiny little shots, a little knee to the leg, little stomp, little body shot, because those count on the judges' scorecards. If you simply push somebody up against the wall, it's wall install, but you add those little shots to the mix, and it makes all the difference.
Love those little shoulder bumps. Could never be accused of doing nothing. Spinning back fist attempt from Almabayev. Takedown denied. Again. Fight taking place against the cage. Midway point of the third and final round, Carrick.
Zulfikar needs to get busy from here. He's actually the one who's eating shots. There he goes. He's got to do a little bit more of that. He used to count in mixed martial arts. You got somebody, you took him down, you pushed him up against the fence, you wall install, you lay and pray. People thought it was winning. Under the refined understandings of the unified rules of mixed martial arts, doesn't count for so much. We got to see some attempt at impact.
Again, straight left from Makovsky, landed on the chest of Almabayev. And I'd say this is maybe the clearest round so far, because rounds 1 and 2 were about as clear as mud. But so far, Makovsky's the busier fighter in round 3 here.
Brave Nation, you can't look at who throws the most shots. One fighter can throw 20 shots, the other fighter throws 2, but if the 2 land, the fighter who threw only 2 shots lands. Right now, that's Zach Makovsky. He is landing more leather.
Makovsky being pushed incrementally against the cage, but every time circles off brilliantly.
Makovsky's going to try and land that straight left hand again. He's setting it up with a low kick. He may feint a jab.
Less than 60 seconds to go in the third and final round, and as I said, this is the only round that you could make the definitive compelling argument for either fighter. Almabayev throwing a little bit wild.
Zach Makovsky trying to set up something spectacular. He knows with something like a jump knee, even if it lands in the chest, he's cinched this round.
Spinning back kick, and that's the problem sometimes with throwing the spinning back kick. If you're too close, you can give up your back. But credit to Almabayev for throwing it in the first place.
Short time, Brave Nation. We're down to 10 seconds.
Nice kick to the body from Almabayev. What a fight!
Absolutely phenomenal fight in the Brave Combat Federation.
This fight back with the sound turned down, not because we're bad commentators by any stretch of the imagination, but to watch it just focusing on the action. Almabayev ascends the cage. He believes he's done enough to win.
Phil, I do believe I know who won this fight, but, and I want to say this to all of you in Brave Nation, I am looking at a different fight.
All right, Brave Nation, another incredible war inside the Brave cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28, Makovsky. Your second judge scores about 29-28, Almabayev. And your third judge scores about 29-28, your winner by split decision. Out of the red corner, Asu Zulfikar Almabayev.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
A former world title challenger at super lightweight, Leonardo Mafra is ready to show Brave Nation he can still hold the Brave CF world title. As he faces Clayton Silva, a former world champion at lightweight, looking to extend his legacy in a new weight class. Coming up next, Leonardo Macaro Mafra takes on Clayton Predator Silva in a super lightweight bout.
All right, Brave Nation. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 15 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 75.1 kilograms. Representing Full House and fighting out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, please welcome the former Brave Combat Federation lightweight world champion, Clayton Predator Silva! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 15 wins and 6 losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 75.3 kilograms. Representing Kings MMA and fighting out of Brazil, please welcome Leonardo Macaro Mafra. Your referee is a bandit, Decky Larkin.
Irish Thunder, what this fight is about is legacy. Both these fighters built a massive legacy in the Brave Combat Federation cage, and each of them getting a win over the other would burnish it even higher.
Distinct height advantage for Clayton Silva, but the power advantage has to go to Mafra. Clearly the more muscled fighter. Will that translate into KO power? He does have 9 wins by KO or TKO in his professional mixed martial arts career. 15 victories total against just 6 losses.
Leo Mafra is a master of the chute box style. He is a master of the technical brawl.
Beautiful leg kicks inside and outside, and you can see just the sheer size of his own legs, the power he can generate. Ben Silva just stalking now, trying to keep Mafra at the end of his punches. Oh, beautiful
back body lock.
Just ducked under, taking the back.
This is a case where it helps a lot to be tall. Very hard to take somebody down with that back body lock. Predator is now trying to get his fingers together, but they're wisely switched it off to a single. That too was shut down.
Beautiful work in separating there from Mafra, but he eats a front kick.
Very good from the Karate Man. Very good front kick from the Karate Man, Clayton Predator Silva. Beautiful combination. Low kick to the left side, low kick to the right side. Body shot right down the middle.
Takedown initiated by Clayton Predator Silva.
Brave Nation, Clayton is trying to get his hands together. If he can get his hands together on the high hamstring area, he's in all likelihood going to put his fighter down.
Nice work on the break with the elbow, then the shot over the top from Clayton Silva. Trying to find the gaps. But you have to be so careful against somebody like Mafra. Clayton Silva's getting his shots off here, Carrick.
Clayton is making very good use of his range, and he's making very good use of his karate. It's a slightly different style of attack, a little different than what everybody's used to. Timing's a little bit different, angle's a little bit different.
Nice leg kick from Mafra. covering distance beautifully as Silva. Shots landed more so on the glove. Hands are a little bit low from Clayton. Could potentially get caught with a shot over the top from Mafra.
Clayton's taller fighter. He's relying on his footwork to keep him safe rather than his hands. Not always the wisest choice.
Nice combination work, Brazilian Thai style from Maharao. Good straight from Clayton Silva. Yes, that shot over the top.
And again, Clayton answers with 4 of his own and a jump kick, and he's looking to connect those hands and get a takedown. Spinning back fist.
Just shy with the spinning back fist.
Spun so quick he almost drilled a hole in the canvas.
Landed more so on the arms with the flying knee, but showing just how dangerous he is, and he's looking pretty loose, he's looking pretty confident. So far, the move up to super lightweight, takedown! The move up to super lightweight is paying dividends for Clayton Silva. What can the BJJ brown belt Clayton Silva do here? Credit to Leonardo Mafra, a BJJ brown belt in his own right, but is he underneath the neck? Momentarily looks like it. Oh,
little hand fight there. Leo Mafra appears a little, he's a little calmer than I thought he should have been. He knew more than I did. He realized he was not in any danger there. I thought he was, I was wrong.
Nice straight from Mafra. I'd like to see him change levels and come over the top. It's difficult to get inside the range of somebody. Nice spinning back kick from the Full House MMA man. Good shot to the body, but come over the top with a big shot. There it is. Attacking the legs well. Nice shot down the middle. You can hear the corner of Mafra anytime he even looks as if he's landing. The old school Brazilian tactic of making noise so the judges hear it. Inside leg kick. A very, very intriguing first round there. Mafra.
Glove touch, big respect.
Oh, Clayton Silva unloading from the get-go. Needs to be careful not to leave his chin out there. Has to remember defense as well as attack. Oh, huge shots from Silva. Finding the distance early and often with the shots. Carrick, what does Leonardo Mafra need to do to negate this range that has been established by Clayton Silva?
One thing I think he needs to do is he has to get his opponent to respect his power. Right now, we just don't see that. Pereira is standing with his hands down. He's throwing shots more or less at will from the outside. And a big part of that is because he simply doesn't respect that his opponent has knockout ability. I believe his opponent does, but it is incumbent on Macahau to establish it.
A little bit of a slip, I think, there from Clayton Silva. Leonardo Mafra biting down on the mouthpiece. He's willing to take a shot, to land a shot. Has the neck here. Decides to let it go.
Interesting moment there that neither fighter threw a shot on that separation. They're both playing a technical approach here. We've got technical brawling versus technical tall guy. Throwing long jabs, oblique kicks, knees from the outside.
Clayton Silva is putting everything into his shots, and they're not necessarily all landing clean. You wonder how much throwing everything into your shots will deplete your gas tank. Bacurau is still throwing.
Brave Nation, if you're tall and you want to know how to fight a shorter fighter, this is how to do it. You stay on the outside, you do long-range shots, you throw long-range kicks, you throw oblique kicks. And if your opponent starts to get close, you get him with a collar tie, then a double collar tie, you throw some knees. Then you go right back, rinse, repeat, throwing long kicks and punches from the outside.
Really nice shot to the body there from Mafra. Takedown denied, but parlays into spinning back fist twice. This is turning into a competition of whose corner can shout the loudest. Oh! Fight's still on.
Fight is very much still on, but not for much longer. That fight is over.
What a huge spinning elbow. It's a spinning elbow, spinning forearm. Absolutely huge from Clayton Silva. Landed it clean, out of nowhere. Well, I say out of nowhere.
Once you've established those things, the long kicks, the long punches, those knees, the opponent doesn't know where he wants to be, and at that point, you can start doing highlight real moves like we saw right here. Spinning elbow to the head, drops the opponent. Decky Larkin gives him a couple more seconds to end it.
Absolutely stunning.
All right, Brave Nation. This epic battle comes to an end at 2 minutes and 42 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Clayton the Predator Silva.
Like to say to him now publicly.
Você trocou umas palavras com o Elder Eldorov ali depois da sua vitória. O que você falou para ele e que recado você tem para ele aqui agora na frente de todo mundo?
Bom, quero agradecer a Deus mesmo. Mas eu falar que se não fosse Deus, não tinha condições.
This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition.
Luan Santiago, a former Brave CF lightweight champion, is back to make an impact and go for a run at super lightweight. In front of him lies the talented Mihail Kutruta, a KO machine with 9 knockouts to his name out of 13 career victories. Coming up next, Luan Miao Santiago takes on Mihail Kutruta in a super lightweight co-main event bout.
All right, Brave Nation, this is your co-main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the super lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 2 losses. He stands 182 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 76.4 kilograms. Representing CSA Moldova and fighting out of Chisinau, Moldova. Please welcome Mihail Kotruta. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 17 wins and 6 losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 76.1 kilograms. Representing CM System and fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. Give it up for the former Brave Combat Federation lightweight world champion, Luan Miao Santiago. Your referees of Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Brave Nation, don't just expect a fight of the night. Don't just expect a knockout of the night. The winner of this fight may very well get the next shot at the great Eldar Eldarov, super lightweight champion of the world.
Shout out to Carlos Kramer, the best in the business, getting us all hyped for this co-main event. Potentially a shot at Eldar Eldarov waits for the winner. He has said publicly he would be interested in a fight with Luan Miao Santiago. An incredible compliment paid by Eldar Eldarov to Santiago there. At that wide stance, keeping the jab hand low out of the peripheral vision of his opponent. He's always one step away from something spectacular as Luan Miao Santiago.
Maybe set to spin shortly. No, he's shifting.
Throwing hard leather. Right now in that southpaw stance. Doing exactly.
And reversed and up and in on the underhook. Got his opponent peeled. That was a beautiful exchange right there, Brave Nation. Takedown to reversal to cage to escape from the cage and right back to trying to knock out of the ear each other.
Nice and low again. Just, I love that style. It's almost disdainful, but it draws your opponent in when they think they're safe. Pop! You get caught with a shot. Big shots again from Luan Miao Santiago. Oh, step in, elbow. Like I say, when he's in that flow state, he's so dynamic. Big shot from Kotruta. Doesn't fancy anymore the stand-up with Luan Miao Santiago. Heavy clamp down on the whizzer. Good work from Santiago.
Nice attack by Mihail. Went right back up to standing. He was the one that took advantage of it. Threw a shot to the body, and it was just, it's going to get fouled. When you get your opponent's attention, lower that knee. A shot high is sure to follow. Mihail is absolutely controlling the head, the battle for head positioning right now. Landing heavy, heavy shots.
And this is exactly where Kotruta wants to fight. Oh, he wobbled him!
He wobbled bad!
Oh, that's... But Luan Miao Santiago firing back. Another big shot from Kotruta. He's got him on wobbly legs, catches him another shot. Oh!
They talk about chins of iron. That's what we saw right here.
Gets caught with another shot. Luan Miao Santiago still keeping the hands low.
The knockout, if it comes, is going to be a matter of timing. It's going to be catching him as he moves in, not away.
This is ridiculous. Forces the shot from Luan Miao Santiago. This is ridiculous. Big shots being landed here by Mihail Kotruta.
Santiago, Miao trying to slow it down.
Really is.
Slow that action down. He's trying to give his head a chance to clear. Doesn't take that long.
Really is survival mode. Trying to get the head on top
mount.
This is how Luan Miguel Santiago lost to Benoit Saint-Denis last year.
The telephone defense is in place.
Nice work.
Submission is by no means a sure thing yet.
Oh, this looks tight now. Look at the grimace on the face of Luan Miguel Santiago.
He's working that telephone defense in a little bit deeper.
Oh, that looks so tight.
It's getting close.
It's it up. Mihail Kotruta pulling the rabbit out of the hat with a huge victory. Had Luan Miguel Santiago on wobbly legs, transition to the ground, picture perfect head-on triangle.
Absolutely phenomenal performance from the Moldova Steamroller.
Wow.
Had his opponent out on the feet with strikes, took the holder of the first super lightweight champion globally in mixed martial arts. A great man is on the floor now. Luan Miguel Santiago. He's got a corner attending to him. He's got a doctor attending to him. He's got his coach attending to him. They're giving
All
it
right,
official.
Brave Nation. This co-main event comes to an end at 3 minutes, 18 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by head and arm triangle, Mihail Kotruta.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
Brazilian superstar Lucas Martins is on a mission, as the former world champion is ready to prove to the world he still belongs to the elite of his division. When he takes on Henrique Marquez, one of the biggest rising stars in his division in his native Brazil. Coming up next, Lucas Mineiro Martins takes on Henrique Marquez in our main event of the evening.
And the Brave Nation, it's time for our main event of the evening. Presented by Eigengrau, Skype Medical, Agreco, Wyndham Garden Manama, and Batelco. This main event is sanctioned by the Bahrain Mixed Martial Arts Federation with its president, Mohammed Camber. Two warriors are ready to collide inside the Brave CF Arena. Brave Nation, don't blink for this one. This will be absolute fire. Our main event in the lightweight division. Your three judges for the bout are Garth Lyons, Aaron Wallace, and Bahir Hassan. And your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin. 2 men enter, and only 1 man leaves with his arm raised in victory. Who comes out on top in this unbelievable main event? It's time to find out. Let's introduce our 2 main event warriors. Brave Nation, it's time for war. Before we begin, I have one question for you and one question only. For all those watching in the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain and the millions watching around the world, Brave Nation, Are you ready? Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 1 loss. He stands 175 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.9 kilograms. Representing Junao Fighters and fighting out of Brazil, please welcome Enrique Marquez. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 20 wins and 6 losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 72 kilograms. Representing Team Lucas Mineiro and fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, please welcome the former Brave Combat Federation lightweight champion of the world, Lucas Mineiro Martins. For referee instructions, it's the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Gentlemen, bring it in, please. You've been over the rules. This is my instructions all the time. If I tell you stop and break clean. Any questions? Any questions? You want to touch gloves? Let's do this.
Referee Decky the Bandit Larkin laying down the law for our main event. You can see Lucas Martins is the bigger fighter aesthetically, but as we know, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the fight in the dog. Here we go, main event time. Former champion Lucas Mineiro trying to reclaim his status as one of the premier lightweights in the world.
Lucas Mineiro Martins moving very, very smoothly on his feet, popping in and out just a little bit. Expert, textbook distance management here. Enrique stalking, trying to get his opponents back up against the fence where that beautiful footwork no longer has much use.
He is one of the greatest exponents of that Brazilian style of Muay Thai. Marquez not far away with a hook there. Marquez not standing on ceremony or reputation at all. He's happy to take the fight to Martins.
Enrique may want to be a little more discreet in his movement. Constantly pressing. Oh! Is not likely to win him the fight. Huge! That was it! That is the man! That is the man! Lucas Mineiro Martins! He needed the win! About bringing